life is all about passing tests. We all get tested in life. The problem is when you don't pass it, you have to continue to take the test over and over and over again, and it gets more difficult until you pass it. But when you finally pass the test, God will turn your test into a testimony. I've been getting tested my whole life. Can you imagine what it feels like to be abandoned by your mother, to be disowned by the very one that you love, to be disowned by the very one that you tried to please? Then to later find out that she was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia, so now my heart went out to her. Today I got a great relationship with my mother. It's all love, but only because I had to accept it and forgive her. Now it's a testimony. People say, "Oh, Mark, you got a cool walk, this and that." And I say, you don't know the half of it. I love playing football since I was a little kid. That was my escape from the turmoil going on in my house. I was able to have a platform to put it all on the field, leave it all there, and not be ridiculed for it. Well, at the age of 12, I broke not just one little bone, I broke the biggest bone in my body, my femur. Not only couldn't I walk, I thought I would have to get my leg amputated. I was in the hospital for 3 months. After I got out of the hospital, I had to have a hospital bed put in my house, and I was put in a body cast. Yes, a whole complete body cast for 3 more months. And then I had to go to therapy for 6 months to try to learn how to walk again. So absolutely I got a cool walk, because God turned my test into a testimony. You know what it felt like at the age of 12, the age of 14 rather? Being on my own, no supervision, no guidance. My little league coach recognized that. He came up to my high school, which didn't even have a football team, and transferred me to another high school. And the rest is history. Scholarship to college, football standout, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play in Philadelphia high school history. You see the test, it becomes a testimony. You know what it feels like to be 15 years old and on your own? Everybody talking about what they parents, the clothes they parents buying them for school, and I gotta make my own money to buy my own clothes for school. You know what that feels like? Test to a testimony. I told you I made millions and lost it all. People laughing at me, people couldn't wait to see me fall. But guess what? I stand tall behind my pain. I stand tall behind my anguish. Last year I had a great opportunity to speak on one of the biggest stages, Dr. George Fraser, Power Networking Conference 30th anniversary. He received the President's Award under Obama, and it was presented there. But nobody knew that in 3 days, while I was speaking on stage, in 3 days my house was getting sold. Yes, the very house I lived in was getting sold in foreclosure. You talking about pressure bust pipes, but guess what? That test is now a testimony. Listen, never give up, never surrender, never quit. Just pass the test. Always know that the test becomes a testimony, but you gotta pass. You gotta be resilient. I remember I asked God one time, why do I always have to take the hard road? Why do I always have to fight to the bottom, to the end, to get what I desire? And God said, you know what? Look at how good I made you look. Look at the mind I gave you. Look at the wisdom I gave you. Look at the insight I gave you. For whom much is given, much is required. So stop making excuses. For whom much is given, much is required. Take what you got, pass your test. It will become your testimony. Look at me now with some of the top leaders in the world at the Operation Hope Global Forum, with some of the top leaders in the world, with none other than John Hope Bryant, raised $3 billion for the inner city, the poor, and the struggling middle class. Sacrificed his whole life for a cause bigger than himself. You know why? because he want to pass the test. He want to add financial literacy to all of the people that were cheated out of it. See, the problem is that there's nothing wrong with us as a people. We just didn't get the memo. Absolutely. Never give up. Pass your tests, and your tests will become a testimony. Yeah, I hurt. I cried. I cry out to God all the time and say, God, since you woke me up, I'm still here. I'm still here. I'm still standing. I'm a good and faithful servant. What more do I have to go through to prove it to you? So I leave you with this. Never forget, once you wake up, you're still here. It's something for you to do. You are special. You are amazing. Not only that, you were born to be great. And never forget it. Have a blessed day.